Seeing that heavy rain which we showed you, and you're going to get into some hail too, and perhaps some gusty and damaging winds along with that circulation that we're seeing. Back up to the one in the Route 2 corridor, we've kind of moved through Gardner. It's most likely tough to tell where the exact circulation is. When we were analyzing this storm a couple of minutes ago back in the weather office, there were two distinct rotating areas, but at the moment, I mean, I'd say that this is the most distinct, or this one right in there. So hopefully Gardner's just cleared it. But Westminster, some pretty bad, probably some damaging wind in Westminster. And right here, right under the core of the hail, there's probably some pretty large hail right here in Whitmanville, probably in the order of 1 inch to 2 inches in diameter. That's certainly large enough to crack a windshield, and it'll have you running inside, and you should be inside anyways with the thunderstorm overhead regardless. Looks like Fitchburg, you'll get into that hail core as well. But Leominster, if this is indeed, that appendage right there is indeed that circulation, or even if it's this back in here, Leominster, you look like you could be in the path there of that appendage, that circulation that we're looking at. And that would be at about 8:01. So we're talking about 11 minutes from now, 10 to 11 minutes from now. So now is the time, obviously, to get downstairs to the lowest level and crank up the volume of your TV, because we'll walk you through this whole procedure. We'll walk you through where the storm is going and where it's going next and when it's going to dissolve. So if you get down to that basement or the lowest level of your home and you crank that volume, you can still hear us and hear the warnings that we're giving out. So again, Leominster, in about 10 minutes from now, it looks like the rotating part of this storm will pass over you. Whether there is a tornado at this time or not, we don't know. We have no confirmed reports of a tornado at this time, but Doppler radar is indicating enough circulation up there so that a tornado is possible. And we just have to assume that a tornado is on the ground right now, right in this area right here, right on Route 2. Right on Route 2, closing in on the Leominster line. And looks like Fitchburg, either you're in the hail core right now or you're about to be. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a report of 1 inch diameter hail and perhaps a little bit higher than that as we go through the evening.
By the way, Todd, I think it's very important. Wait a second, here we go. This is the governor with the news conference with the very latest information.
I think 19 communities have affected so far. We have an emergency on our hands, and so I have declared.
So far, we have an emergency on our hands, and so I have declared a state of emergency across the entire Commonwealth. We've called up to 1,000 National Guard members to help with search and rescue, with debris removal, and any other ways that may be necessary. There has been a report of at least one fatality so far that I've understood. Many injuries, but we don't know the extent of the injuries yet because in many cases the weather systems have not passed, and we have more information to gather. If anyone is in an area where there is an active tornado warning, first and foremost, pay attention to that warning. If you have a basement, get in it. If you don't have a basement, get to the lowest level in your home or apartment. A bathroom is ideal at the lowest level because it tends to be the stronger of the rooms in a house, and stay away from windows. Motorists should be off the roads. There are down limbs, down wires. We have reports of as many as 26,000 people without electrical service. There may be and will likely be more before this is all over. Very important that motorists and pedestrians stay off the roads and give us an opportunity to do the clearing necessary to assure everyone is safe. I am asking school superintendents in affected communities to cancel school tomorrow, again for safety reasons, so that we can have as much access to the clearing of the roads, checking for people, dealing with those who are displaced or injured as possible. I hope that we will be able to do a prompt cleanup, but as you know, the storms aren't over yet, so I can't give you much information on the scope of the damage just yet. I'm going to be leaving here shortly with the Lieutenant Governor to go out to the bunker in Framingham and then on out to Western Massachusetts tonight, and I'll get a better sense really at daybreak in the course of this evening and at daybreak tomorrow of what the situation is. Excuse me? The report I have is that the report, may I say, is from the media, so I haven't been able to confirm it independently, but the report I have is that the fatality was in West Springfield. It was that was overturned.
Do you hear anything about a house collapse and 4 people perhaps missing?
I heard various schools. I think in Munson, the roof was taken off of a school building, and a church was destroyed. But I don't have very much information.
What have you heard as the storm swept from west to east across the state? What have you heard about its impact?
Well, what I've heard is that it's been particularly devastating in downtown Springfield and in communities of Springfield in Munson. I've talked to the mayor and to Senator Brewer communities and when able to give direct, personal observation. There is a second tornado that has touched down in Springfield. Palmer's been affected. As I say, 19 communities have been affected so far.
How many? Are you talking 1, 2, 5? How many tornadoes?
2 that we know of. There is a third warning zone in northern Wisconsin around Route 2. But as of the time I came out here, there hadn't been a report of a tornado actually touching down.
What areas?
In central and western Massachusetts. Well, two have touched down in Springfield, as I understand it. As I'm going out to MEMA to get a little bit more. I've been on the phone with the folks at MEMA, but I want to be there and be close to the maps. And so, hang on one second. Let me just finish with these. So 2 in Springfield in particular, and then my understanding is, Stephen, I'll get you more information as soon as I have it, is that there is a second, that they're following a similar path. Moving east to west, mostly along just south of the Pike. Sorry.
Once the weather settles, you plan to go up in a helicopter to get a good view from up?
I'm going to do whatever is necessary to get a good view of what's necessary and how we can help.
And can you tell us what the National Guard is doing in particular as soon as they get on the ground there?
I can't because I think at this point we're trying to make sure we get the personnel and equipment assembled, and it takes a few hours to do that. We have requests of different kinds in all of those 19 communities, so I'll be as communities need.
As to when the tornadoes weather is being past us in sort of a hail?
Not yet. The news reports that I've been listening to on your station and others have most warnings expiring around 8:50. But this is a very fluid situation. The information keeps changing, so people should not make plans based on that. They should follow the National Weather Service information on through the media now.
Given all the things happening across the country, that won't be able to get assistance you need?
No, actually, the FEMA is already on the ground in Springfield and helping out in the bunker. And in Framingham, there is an emergency response team that was actually up in northern New England for other reasons. It's on its way to Massachusetts right now. And I've also spoken with Congress and he with FEMA as well. So I'm confident that they'll be here to help.
It hasn't been bad at the area other than the wind. From your information, are we pretty much in the fair in this?
You know what? I don't dare say, because this is such a volatile weather system, and it's already had so many surprises. We thought there was one, and that it was really localized, and then there was a second, and they seemed to be moving east to west, and then all of a sudden there was another concerning system up in northern Worcester County. So I don't want to say I've declared this emergency statewide for that reason, really. There have been so many already affected, and there could be everyone, please just pay it to the services tornado warning seriously. Again, if you get in the basement, if you have one, or the lowest point